Feelings, the Page of Pentacles. Oh, I've never drawn this card today before, but it is the Sun. And then the Two of Wands reverse, which is the Two of Pentacles. I hope these tables were the same length, but they're not. It makes sense. It's already another repot that plant, but welcome to a new video. It is the 29th episode of Vlogtober. Let me confirm. Yeah, it's October 29th today. I have already got out into the world and did things, went out, had some lunch. I will be going to Target later. But let's talk about my reading. So I did finish Practical Magic yesterday. I gave it a 3.5. If you want more in detail thoughts on that, it'll be on my Goodreads, Storygraph, and Fable. It's there right now. Speaking of Fable, the poll has gone up for what book my book club will be reading in the month of November, Nonfiction November. So if you guys would like to vote on that poll, because it will be the book that I focus on, the first book I focus on in November, so it's a guarantee I will 100% read that book. You can go vote. The link is down below. Not sponsored by Fable or anything like that. And on the Fable app, I will be giving like all my spoilery thoughts, the spoilery thoughts that you will not be getting in a vlog, because the vlogs are to give people like an introduction to that book to see if it's something they might want to pick up. And also my vlogs have been getting quite a bit, like at the start of October, they were getting like 12 views. Now they're getting up to like 66, you know, getting 50, 60 something views. So if you are new here, hello, it is so nice to meet you. I'm Elizabeth. My name on here is Izzy because my parents didn't want me to put my real name on the internet back in 2012 when I was a teenager. They didn't want me putting my real name out there. I do think at one point I will change my channel name to be my real name. Don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I am interested in all things reading, astrology, writing. I dabble in writing. I haven't written in like a month, but writing. I love sports. I love history, so like TV shows, I tend to go towards period dramas. As for books, literary fiction's my favorite, but historical fiction's what I read the most of, because that was my favorite for such a long time, so I own more historical fiction than any other books. But that's just a little introduction about myself, I guess. So the reading plans, as I said, I finished Practical Magic. I do think I will start the movie tonight. I don't know how long the movie is, and I need to make sure that it's still on somewhere I can watch it for free, since it was only, a lot of people on Goodreads did say the movie is better than the book, which that does happen at times. So I don't know. It was on one streaming service I have, and it was saying it was on the way out, so hopefully it's still there and I will watch the movie. And then, so for that early morning, afternoon reading, what am I going, not early morning, early afternoon reading, I will read a section in The Warmth of Other Suns. I think I'll finish that book tomorrow, knock on wood. That's how it's looking, but it might be Friday as well. But it will be in Vlogtober, unless something catastrophic happens. Again, knock on wood that does not happen. So that is all for now. I am going to chill for a little bit and then get into reading. I just got back from shopping, and guys, I had no idea there was a baseball game tonight. Like, I don't know. Of course, he's meowing at the door, but I read when the other team is batting unless it gets really scary, like the game that went 18 innings that I watched the whole game. That I will watch both because it's just like anything could happen. This could end right here. It's the World Series. Beautiful. Sydney Sweeney's speech before the game. Yeah, all that is true. So I am so glad I finished Practical Magic because I would have got behind on my reading or something. Like, I had no idea there was a baseball game tonight. But I do want to show y'all what I got at Target. We got a lot of Christmas things and one Halloween thing. First at the dollar spot, I was like, is this a pig? Is it a lamb? But I think it's a polar bear. And yeah, it doesn't say. But I think he's so cute. I know people are like, Target stuff is cheap. Okay, I like it. But I do know that they do have their issues, I should say. But try living in a small town with not a lot of options. But we're not going to go into all of that right now. So then I got my first bird of the season. Its name is Smidgen, and it's a little baker. Isn't that so cute? Now the Halloween thing I got is this. Delilah has been needing a new toy because she destroyed Giraffe. Giraffe is gone. So I got her this. He is a squeaky. This vampire, Thrashit, afraid of the bark. He has some spooky juice AB+. That's so cute. It says, gather around, little doggies, for a tale to chill your drool, for the scorching hours upon us. It's time to find out who's afraid of the bark. Drac Jr. might not have his father's reputation, but he's got the midnight mischief down pat. As long as he's sipping his spooky juice, he's ready to stay up till sunrise. Though let's be real, he doesn't really have a choice. So it has whip and flip cape, the cape, which is like crinkly. Perfect for treats to hide inside. A tasty way to play. I did not know that was the thing. How do you do that? Oh, okay, you can put it in his little drink. That's super cool. And 2 squeakers because 1 isn't enough. So I got her that. And I've been needing a new bath towel. I was just gonna get like a warm color one, probably somewhere like around this color, but then I saw these Christmas ones. Now, these are $15, so I don't know with like a normal towel how much it would be, or like a one that doesn't have a print. So I got this. I really like the Threshold ones because they have where you can hang them, because I can't hang a towel like this, like that, because my house was poorly built. And so I have to have it on a hook, which I lost right here. So that's why I really like Threshold's towels, which I'm sure other brands do that. And lastly, I am loving this line that they got at Target by John Darien, I guess. This is a little serving tray. Now I'm going to just put it for a decorative display on my coffee table. It has a reindeer on it, and it's really focusing on like 19th century, yeah, that's the right century, 19th century kind of designs, Christmas vibe. So I do really like this. Now, this was my most expensive thing that I got. It was $25, but it's beautiful. So that is all that I got today. We will be getting back to reading later. I have like, I don't know how many pages I've left. We're not gonna get into that discussion. I read 94 pages, literally getting me to 99% of the way into the book. Like, yes, I only have like 5 pages left. I have notes on the mythology, which I am really interested to know how she wrote this book. I'm assuming that's what that's going to be about. And then the afterword, which is 1 page. Yeah, but I just didn't have time, and we're not rushing ourselves tonight, especially knowing we do have the baseball game later. Maybe if there wasn't a baseball game, I wouldn't rush myself. Also, I won't be watching Practical Magic tonight since there's a baseball game. So Practical Magic is getting pushed to Thursday. But let's go into my notes. There's not really that many notes that I took today. We really see we're going in basically from the 70s to the early 2000s. Seeing the aftermath of the Great Migration. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, okay. We're seeing the aftermath of that and seeing how these cities how they changed. And there, when I was reading this, I wasn't thinking, oh, it's because these people immigrated there and that made these cities crime ridden. No, I wasn't thinking that. I was just like, a lot of things, in my opinion, have to culminate for stuff like that to happen. But in the epilogue, a lot of sociologists do think that it is because these immigrants went there and that is what made these cities have prostitution, drugs, gang violence. But then Isabel Wilkerson brings in the facts, being like, the statistics of, okay, these people who came from the South were more educated than the ones that were already in the North. A lot of them were God-fearing people. No, that doesn't necessarily mean their children were the same as they were, because oftentimes in this, that was not the case. With George, he's the one where you really see it, what New York City did to his children and what their lives were like. I don't have an answer why these cities got the way that they did. As I said, I think it's a culmination of a lot of things. But when I was reading it, I wasn't thinking, oh, it's because of the migrants. Like, no, I didn't think that until I was reading the epilogue, and I was like, wait, that's what sociologists think. Again, that was back in the 90s, so I don't know if their opinions have developed since then. But now that is in my mind. I'm like, how did all of that happen? Now, a lot of cities, we have seen gentrification. I can never say that word. We've seen cities like New York be cleaned up. I don't know how all that came to be. I don't know. And I am interested in that. So there is a book, and she should write one if she hasn't, about that. Next, when I was reading the epilogue, I was really emotional towards the end of the book, especially with Ida May. I loved Miss Ida May. Like, I really loved getting to read her story. But as I said, with the epilogue, I realized this is a biography of normal people. Usually when we read these nonfiction books, it's about famous people or people who have made great accomplishments. But these people did make great accomplishments, but it's just things that are seen as such normal things. Hence the word great. That means a lot of people did this. And it just really makes you think of your elders and just people in your community, of the things that they did in the past. Of they were young once. They did great things once. Big things like pack up and move across the country to a city where they didn't know anybody. I do want to read you one paragraph it's not even a paragraph. Or maybe we will read the whole paragraph. This is on page 538. Over the decades, perhaps the wrong questions have been asked about the Great Migration. Perhaps it is not a question of whether the migrants brought good or ill to the cities they fled to, or were pushed or pulled to their destinations, but a question of how they summoned the courage to leave in the first place, or how they found the will to press beyond the forces against them, and the faith in a country that had rejected them for so long. By their actions, they did not dream the American dream. They willed it into being by a definition of their own choosing. They did not ask to be accepted, but declared themselves the Americans that perhaps few others recognized, but that they had always been deep within their hearts. They willed the American dream into existence, and a lot of people were like, is the American dream something that is attainable? They did it, and that's awesome. And yeah, it was just incredible going on these journeys with these people, because as I said, oftentimes we're seeing this from like famous people, and it does list all the famous people that were impacted by this and how that impacted culture and history. But just seeing it through normal everyday people, I think made it extra incredible. It sounds like I'm doing a review right now, but no, we're not going to review it till tomorrow's vlog. I am doing a new twist on how I review and rate nonfiction, which could be kind of scary, but we are going into nonfiction November at the during the weekend. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a sun emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!